Hi guys, today I'm talking to you from my bedroom floor because lighting problems. This actually may end up being a really good place for me to sit and film because where the camera is kind of on the side of my unit, it's right where my makeup is in front of the drawers. The light is kind of coming into the room, but kind of had to close the blinds because it's too bright. But this might end up being quite a useful little space because I don't have kind of a desk or anything to do this at anymore where we are now. So get ready with me. I'm gonna put on some makeup. That's kind of how this usually goes. Some of this stuff is stuff that I've been using recently. Some is stuff that I want to use more often or I'm gonna try out. And one of the things is something that I have had before because it's quite an old palette now, but it's a brand new version of it. And I was sent it from Freedom because they are doing a promotion at the moment where this is £4. Now this is not a sponsored video. However, I am gonna be doing a sponsored video where I talk a little bit more about this. So this is the Innocent Collection palette. And the reason that I picked this to do my makeup today is that I'm going to do a 5 looks with one palette. So that probably will be my next video or the one after that. And I kind of am going to go with, I'll show you the 2 palettes I've been using recently. Most of all, I've been using this from Lorac. Top of my list when we go to America is something more from Lorac. Lorac eyeshadows. I just love them so much, and I've been using kind of taupey or mid-brown shades in my crease, nothing exciting at all, and something really creamy on my lid, something very, very basic, but for me, I've been a little bit more adventurous and creative with my eyeshadow recently, but doing very, very similar things with just a mix of different colours. And the other palette I've been really enjoying is the Naked Basic. So they have been the mixture of colours I've been using, and when I saw this, because originally I was going to use one of those in this video, I thought I could probably do something similar with the mixes of colours that are here. So let's get into the base first of all. Also trying to use some different brushes this time. These are some new ones from Real Techniques, which actually come in this little thing, which is pretty cute. I just think that looks really cute. How sweet is that brush? I'm going to first of all prime my face, which I never do. And I'm going to use this Paul & Joe Moisturising Foundation Primer. I got this in the Paul & Joe, I think calendar, and I think I used it once. This is the problem with moving house just around Christmas time. I'm still probably just moving house in general. I'm still finding things that I'd lost. Still, I've unpacked all of my boxes, but I'm still finding kind of boxes within boxes in drawers and kind of makeup bags filled with things, and it's just crazy. So this is one of those things that I used this the day that I got it in my advent calendar, and then I completely forgot all about it. I'm hoping that I love it, and well, I'm not hoping that I love it because I never want to spend a lot of money on kind of base products, but I'm hoping that I love it enough or find that it makes enough of a difference to put this in my travel makeup because it's diddy. Just had to go downstairs and get some tea and a biscuit because these just came out of the oven. Not sure what they're going to taste like. Tried to make cornflake biscuits. Made them a long time ago when I was a kid and just thought, really fancy some cornflake biscuits. Of course I thought that I could make them in the time that I was filming this video, and I've barely begun. Foundation, Revlon Colorstay. I have it in the shade Sand Beige, which is definitely too dark for me. That being said, I will be fake tanning soon. I haven't fake tanned in, I don't even know how long. What on earth? I'm going to say over a year. And I'm going to go back to my beloved Cocoa Brown. And hopefully it's just as easy to use as I remember it. If you guys would be interested in a video, let me know. I'm sure I've made videos like that in the past, but Cocoa Brown is the only fake tan that I have ever used that I found to be really simple, didn't smell too bad, and light. That's the thing. I didn't want to be super, super dark. Most fake tans make me look really unnaturally dark or orange because I am pretty pale. So yeah, I'm going to be fake tanning soon, so I'm not going to be in a rush. Zoom in a little bit, just so you can't see my hilarious hair. I have only been using this for concealer recently. No concealer on my actual face, excuse me. But this Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles. Now, every time I use this, and I say I really want to find a UK equivalent of this product, because every time I mention it, I feel kind of bad because this is the, what is this? The setting brush from Real Techniques, which really is the powder, but I've been quite enjoying it for this. Yeah, every time I mention that concealer and I say, you know, you can't get this in the UK, you can get it on Amazon, you can get most things in the UK, just not from an actual shop. Everybody or every single time I mention it, several people say, yes you can, yes you can. You can get the Age Rewind concealer, you just can't get the pink, this kind of brightening colour. It's supposed to be a treatment concealer. I'm not sure it treats anything. But I just like that kind of brightness under my eyes, and I really want to try and find a drugstore equivalent. Why won't my camera focus today? And I just can't find one. I have looked and looked. Every time I go in Boots, every single stand, cannot find a pink. And I don't mean, what on earth, why is everything a mess? I don't mean kind of like a, you know, like the Lumi Magique from L'Oreal, that kind of thing, like the YSL Touche Eclat, the Eclat. I don't mean that kind of product. I want something that is quite a pale pink. And I can't find anything, so I'm gonna try. I'm now using the H&M setting powder and this new Point XL brush from Real Techniques. I don't know what all these brushes are for. There are some really funky looking brushes. I feel like everything's for contour and I'm using it all wrong, but there is no right and wrong in makeup, people. That's what they say. So I think I'm gonna have to find a higher cost equivalent to that concealer I like, just so that I know there is one that I like and one that I can recommend that you guys can get quite easily. I'm going to put on a little bit of, what's it called? Eyeshadow primer. And this is the Helen Stage eyeshadow primer. Brilliant. It's way more cost effective than the Urban Decay one, but equally as brilliant. So if you like the Urban Decay one, I think you will like this. Very, very similar in texture, but considerably cheaper, and this has lasted me forever. And because it's a tube, you never have any waste. You can effectively cut into it and use every single last drop. Whereas with the Urban Decay ones, I don't even know if it looks like that anymore, but you know, I've probably got one somewhere. Let me just see. Like this. I really didn't like that you were taking out, it's kind of like a mascara or a lip gloss or whatever else. You're always losing some product, aren't you? Oh my goodness. Oh, my heart. I really thought that my cup of tea was directly into that drawer and I might have knocked it everywhere. No. Crisis averted. Okay, brows. Let's take that thing off there. This is the KaBrow from Benefit in the shade 2. This is going pretty strong, I would say. To say that I've had this for quite a while. Was it the end of last summer that Benefit brought out all those, ooh, darkness, all those new brow products? To say it's like a gel product, I think this is lasting quite a long time. I might need a mirror closer to me than this one in the distance, because I think I'm making my eyebrows massive. Okay, that's not that crazy, but bigger eyebrows than I usually would have. I used this Look Fantastic brush for this. I don't know if they do separate brushes, but I got this in a kit that was absolutely amazing. I got a free Look Fantastic brush kit. I'm sure I mentioned it at the time. I was so impressed because they were not really kind of what I would consider to be standard brushes. They were really funky brushes. Benefit Hoola. Haven't used this in a really long time. I was looking recently at NARS blushes. I am out of focus again. There we go. I was looking at NARS blushes because I've been really, really into my Sex Appeal one, which is a really pale and easy to use blush. You're not going to go crazy with this blush. It's a real, if you're pale, a real foolproof kind of flush. But apparently it's used a lot on Blake Lively. Fun fact, that's the reason that I bought it. So I was looking for something similar to that, but maybe a little bit warmer for summertime. And NARS Laguna kept coming back up again. And I've never bought NARS Laguna, I've never used it, and I just thought maybe I'll try it. It's a really compact little thing. The thing about NARS blush is always around the time I'm going on holiday, I start thinking, I'll buy another NARS blush, because they're so thin and just perfectly compact. And I always feel like that about NARS Laguna. This is really quite bulky, whereas that's really, really thin thing. But the more swatches I see, the more I think I wouldn't be into it, because this is totally matte. And for a non-bronzer, like me, like I'm going to go crazy with this now. For a non-bronzer, I think anything with sparkle in it is terrifying. And so, because this is completely matte, it always has my heart. I don't think I'm going to love it as much as I love this, but I have hardly used this of late. So I'm back to the Benefit side of things, bronzing wise. I was going to use this Becca, no it's not Becca, it's Josie Moran Cheap Jilly in Poppy Paradise, but I don't think it's going to work so well I'm just going to go for highlight. Also, I'm not sure if you can even buy these anymore. Coconut watercolour, that's what it's called. I loved that last summer. I'm pretty sure it's not a thing anymore. I don't think you can actually get it. I said Becca because I'm going to use this Becca highlight in, come on, in Champagne Pop. This is one that I definitely have not used enough. And I am using the Real Techniques stippling brush. I use everything for the wrong reason, don't I? To put this on. I don't really know where to put it. And so highlight scares me less than contour. It's only really in summertime that I start to contour a little bit because I use bronzer. I always think I look a little bit crazy at the school run with golden cheeks, but it's so pretty. I'm gonna go kind of themed to my top, and I'm gonna go a little bit warmer. This kind of pinky, rose goldy kind of colour. And I am completely obsessed with this, which is the Sigma E25. I seem to remember this being a dupe for the MAC 217. Is that a thing? Oh, I've got a mirror here. Why am I stretching so far out to see? The 217 I seem to remember being the brush to have. I'm not massively into eyeshadow, as I've spoken about at length, and every time I wear eyeshadow I go, oh, it's so unlike me to wear eyeshadow. But I've been completely at a loss as to how people seem to just beautifully blend, and I've decided it's the brushes. Of course it's the brushes. And I just pick up any old brush and don't really know what I'm doing. And so I started looking at the brushes that people were using, and this is the closest thing that I've got to that kind of brush that people seem to feather on just a little bit of something just here. So I'm seriously considering buying a MAC 217 just to see what all the fuss is about, because I looked into getting a full-size one. This is obviously like a mini. That's fine. If I could buy another one of these, then fine. But another one of these Sigma ones, thinking, well, that'll probably be cheaper. It's not actually all that much cheaper. Sigma, I seem to remember Sigma being like a really big thing. I'm just completely covering up the camera. It being a really big thing when I first started on YouTube. Everyone, Sigma and MAC, big time. I had so many Sigma brushes, and no one really talks so much. I mean, Zoeva, is that a thing? God, I'm so out of touch. The worst beauty blogger ever. But I'm gonna try and find some other brushes that I like to do this with, because I think that's the thing. It's not necessarily that I'm terrible with eyeshadows. It was definitely the tools. Then I'm gonna use the colour just above that, or it's kind of the other way around, but below it, that dark one, just to deepen the crease a little bit and sound like I know what I'm talking about. And finally, I'm going to use one of the many matte creamy colours. Maybe I'll go for the kind of pinky one, since it's a pinky look. This one in the corner, which is that way around in the palette. And I'm going to just put that on my lid. I'm going to take that, what colour should I take? This colour here. And I'm going to take that just underneath my eyes. And that is probably it for eyeshadow. I think I need a little bit of something in the crease to kind of mattify that. It's gone kind of a little bit more shimmery than I want with that. I'm going to use that colour that I've just gone under my eyes and put that in the crease. A little bit of mascara. I'm going to use the Maybelline Falsies Push-Up Mascara, which I'm trying to get a good use out of this week before I review it. I took some pictures, but one use is not really enough for a review. I quite like the brush on this. It's that kind of rubbery thing, but it does clump, is the only thing. Have any of you tried that new Rimmel Volume Shake one? Not a fan at all. I like the general concept that you can kind of refresh a mascara and it won't go dry and old. You don't have to replace it as quickly, but no, not my kind of brush at all. See, underneath my eyes, that's just too much. I don't always put mascara under my eyes, but if I'm not going to do eyeliner, I think I kind of need it with a heavier eye makeup look. And for lips, I'm going to use the Tint and Pout from, it looks like this, from Georgia Asda. I really like this. I haven't actually, come on, focus. Get my face out of the picture and maybe it will focus on the product. Come on. Maybe. There we go. I haven't actually used any other lip oils, but I really, really would like to because I really like this one. It's very little colour, but really, really nice if you've got horribly dry lips like I have, and you're kind of normally lip gloss averse, because this isn't sticky at all. And it absorbs, well, it doesn't absorb, but it kind of like sets or dries down. I don't know. It doesn't stay glossy. It's more like when you put lip balm on, it kind of does what it's going to do. It settles down and it becomes whatever it's going to become. So that is it. I am quite enjoying the kind of prettier, not heavy eyelinered, kind of smoky look. I'm really kind of into it at the moment, and I'm going to see how many versions of that, because basically on all this I can get out of this palette, but the idea is 5. So look out for that video very, very soon. I will try to remember to link to everything that I have used in this video below. Don't forget to check out my blog. I am completely back on a roll with that now, michaela.com. I am posting every other day, if not more, and there may be some reviews of products that I have hauled or mentioned that I haven't really talked in depth about. Here I may have reviewed that. So now I'm going to go and, oh, my tea is perfect drinking temperature, almost like it was meant to be, and see what this actually tastes like. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!